Looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow, we can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, died with my own doubts.
Hello and welcome, guys. The third step is already on the menu today. I welcome you. I'm your host, Luckers Turbo, and I'm joined today by none other than Mr. Eric Holdal. Hello, Eric. You are still muted. Eric, hello? I think you're still muted. And I was muted as well, so we have some difficulties here already. But the dynamic duo here for the MnM Gaming cast. Eric, we can't hear you. Hello? No, we can't hear you, Eric. Oh no. But at least you guys can see him here. So I'm here, you can hear me. And yeah, Eric is gone. So I'm left alone. So, I mean, the thing is, everything worked out beforehand. Everything worked out when we tested it. And I have no idea what he did. But now it's not working out anymore. So that's a feels good man here indeed. But welcome to all of you. Hopefully it will work out now. Hello? You are so quiet.
Hello.
You are so quiet, Eric. Eric Hodal. I can put him at 200%, but I don't want our ears to die when his when his microphone works again. So okay, that was censored. We didn't hear that. Yeah. What did you do? What have you changed? Because it worked out beforehand. I don't know, man. I have no idea what happened. I mean, you can also do like some... Oh, man. Okay, so we have some technical difficulties, but without further ado, I will just go and yeah, talk about some things that have surprised me a bit in the last step. And yeah, with that, we had a statistic from Cam that was going on Twitter. He was posting it 1 hour ago. I can link it to you. Wait a minute. I will find it very quick. And in the meantime, it is Eric fixing his microphone. But it is a very interesting statistic where you can see that the biggest loser of step 1 and 2 combined are Aurel and Carl Jr. because they have lost 91 and 92 points respectively. So without that, Aurel would have been in the top 8 and Carl Jr. also would have been easily in the top 5. And you can really see who understood the system the best. And it's none other than Kappa with only losing 18 points in total. So he has gained 62 points and has had a total amount of points of 80. But yeah, he still is in the top 5, even though he would have been in the top only 8th position without the point loss. So it's a very cool statistic here by Cam. So shout outs to him. And yeah, I'm really looking forward of seeing Aurel playing today and also Carl Jr. because they are just the biggest losers so far. Okay, Eric, your microphone is still not working. I can still continue on talking. Everything is good. Not sure what you have changed, but try to set the default device on Discord to the microphone, right? That's the thing I always did when I had issues with my microphone. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, there was actually an update, Frodo. That's true. And yeah, was my link actually banned? No, it wasn't. Hopefully you guys can still see it. But yeah, I can... What is it then, Eric? Is it your microphone being broken again? I think on and off, yeah, could work actually. But yeah, I would just continue and talk about the maps here. And then we will go into the standings and all the other things. But I will just talk about the maps because that's like my... the thing that I have prepared. So we're just gonna go into that. So... Not gonna go into the standings, we're gonna go into the maps here, because Map 3 and 4 from last steps are map 1 and 2 now, and they are swapped. So map 4 is map 1, and map 2 is map 3. Or, no, wait, map 2 was map 3, and map 1 was map 4. Does that make sense? So Halfpipe was map 4 on the other step, and is now map 1. And Switchbridge was map 3, and is now map 2. I think this makes sense, right? And I have prepared something, because it was Riolu who sent me over his identities. And we're gonna take a look onto them, because my explanation last time was a bit weird, because you can maybe follow it when you know the maps, but I want to show them to you, the identities, right? So we're just gonna hop into them, and you can check them out here. So those are the identities. So, firstly, thanks to Riolu, who sent me those maps. So, the map you have seen the last was Halfpipe. This will be, this identity rather. And this will be map number 1. You could have seen it is a, yeah, pretty easy identity where you can risk it a lot. And if you make a mistake there, you definitely have to respawn or something like that. But in general, this track has a lot of speed checks, especially this one in the middle, where you have to hold your gear and have over 220 speed. And also the last dirt turn can be performed with a no slide. So a map that I really enjoy. I think it's my favorite map so far. And then we of course also had Switchbridge, which was the first identity. A very fast map with little to no releasing, and also this identity is not too hard, but we have seen Papu making a mistake there in this identity, because there is still some pulse. So I'm just gonna show them again so that you can digest it a little bit better. And in the meantime, I hope that Eric will come back. So this is the pulse I'm speaking of here to the left. Yeah, Papu has touched them. And then also here you can really risk it a lot in this identity. Because you can just jump lower, and when you jump lower you get just a lot of speed. So this is a thing that you maybe have to do. Yeah, those are maps 1 and 2. So this is the opening maps. On those maps you don't lose points. And of course the maps Tree Jump and Sidewave that used to be in maps 1 and 2 are not in the map pool anymore. For them we have Parasite and Cyclone, or Paradise, I'm sorry, and Cyclone, which are map 5 and 6, but I will come to them later. Firstly, I will come to the second step, which is here, Starglide and Hoverboard. Those are maps 3 and 4. We had Starglide being a map 6 in the second step, and Hoverboard being map 5 in the second step. So Starglide was the map that Peck has won, and on Hoverboard, Peck was on P7, but this identity is just super hard. But yeah, let's keep those identities going here, and I'm gonna show them to you. So here are the identities. You mostly have seen this one where you have to slide on the ice, perform a 180-degree turn, and you have to do this 3 times. So this identity can easily mess you up, because you need this zoop here in the end, which really hasn't gotten, but Peck has gotten in the last lap. And then we also have here Hoverboard. We have to squeeze your car over this middle part there, over the beam, yeah. Terminology that I've learned throughout my kaki grinding sessions. And yeah, just gonna go onto them again. So thanks again to Riolu for providing the replays here. And once more we have here Hoverboards. Okay, so I want to talk about them a little bit. Wait. Stage maps 2. Okay, perfect. Okay, so Starglides. I would say it's an interesting map, yeah. It's a really interesting map, since it's really techy with interesting transitions and this identity. It looks easy, right? It looks pretty easy. but you can easily mess it up. So much muscle memory is needed there, and you have to jump 180 degree, and then you have to like leave out your acceleration and re-accelerate again. And on the last time, of course, it was Peck winning it over Massa, and then we had Gren on the 3rd position. And on the hoverboard, also this identity can easily mess you up, because before you go into the reactor boost, you are approaching a no steer block, or a no steer transition, where you're not able to steer into the left or to the right anymore, and it messed up a lot of people there. So it will be a really, really hard map to do, since you lose 50% of your points if you are in the lower positions there. So yeah, for example, if you have 19 points, you will lose 9 points, and if you have 20 points, you will lose 10 points. So they will round to the lower number and not to the upper number. So that's really cool. Okay, so then we already come to the new tracks that have been released just after the 2nd step, which are Paradice and Cyclone. And guys, it's getting very icy today. It's getting very, very icy today. So I'm just gonna show them to you here. Those are Paradice and Cyclone. You can also already get a brief overview over those identities here, but they are easier, yeah, said than done, because they are not easy. They are certainly not easy. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the clips here. So this is Paradice. We have to perform this ice slide here twice, and then we have Cyclone, which I thought there are 2 parts which are really decisive. Firstly, this one here, and then also after this ice section, this part here. So there are 2 very, very decisive ice parts on this track, and you can see both or all 3 identities, quote unquote, are focused on this ice environment. And yeah, I want to go into the explanation of it, because on Paradice you have an inclined skew ice block which ends in a half pipe. So this was my explanation of it, and then you have to steer into the other direction in order to perform a 360 degree turn, because else you would have not get the angle around this turn, or you would touch, because when you slide, your car will lose the momentum to the right, and you can't just do the turn, because you are not slowing significantly down, as you can see here. It's a very cool identity, very creative, and I really liked it. And this will be the make it or break it. We have 2 freewheel sections before that, but they are not that hard. You have to perform a neo slide on them, but on the other hand, the neo slides are not that hard, if you ask me. But of course, you can mess them up. So I can see 1 or 2 players messing them up, but the identities are usually the things that are the hardest part here. So, and then we go to Cyclone. And also Cyclone is not too hard of a map. It's a very fast map, and it can be very costly if you make a mistake. Multi-style map again, like every map here. And in general, the ice parts are the decider in this week. It can be a make it or break it for everyone here, the ice part. It can be Massa winning it all. It can be Scrappy. It can be everyone. It can even be, I don't know. But I really see a lot of mistakes by the players. Really interesting, because on those final maps, you have to be in the top 8, else you lose all your accumulated points that you have gotten beforehand, and you only get the points for your respective placement. So, for example, if I get 9th position, I lose, let's say I have gathered 23 points beforehand. I lose all of the 23 points, but I go home with those 5 points I have gathered for this position. So this is the final maps. This occurs for map 5 and 6. And we are still waiting for Eric. Eric, is it all working again for you or not?
I'm on phone now. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, is it good?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine, Eric.
Okay.
But
Yeah, because the microphone might be broken after yesterday's Kaki.
yeah, I've seen you finished 46, right?
Yeah, and you saw the end of the clip. My microphone fell to the floor.
Oh no, dude! I finished 9 today. Maybe you know this track. It's the Tree Bounce by Virtual. I finished it within 5 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so Eric's microphone is working now. So the first question, Eric, is how are you doing?
Yeah, fantastic. At least better than my microphone.
Okay, that's
I'm
still good.
I'm good.
Okay, so hopefully your migraine is a bit better now again.
Yeah, like I said, this is my phone, so
Yeah, all good. All good,
Yep.
man. And yeah, you are always breaking your microphone, don't you?
yep, it's my third one.
Oh man, I'm still at my first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go into the pre-game again because I messed everything kind of up again. So I have to disable Eric here, and then also this. Okay, because now I'm alone again. And yeah, let's actually talk about the last week. Have you seen last week's step, or were you just watching the highlight video that I have created?
I've seen the last step, yeah, but also the highlight videos because I needed to see what I was supposed to upload on my channel. So even though I wasn't here casting, I think I had a good overview of the step. So impressive performance by Pack, and I guess sad for both Papu and Aurel.
Yeah, again, Aurel, right? Aurel losing 91 points in total. So this is like he's in last position right now. It's looking really grim for the gaming privé player. But that's why I put him actually. Maybe we can go directly to the bet here. That's why I put him into. Wait, no, those are the standings, right? So I'm gonna go into the predictions and then we're gonna go into the standings. So that's why I put Aurel for my bets into the second step here and to the second place, and also Carl Jr. at first place because both of them have lost 92 and 91 points respectively. Almost 100 points of a point loss. This is incredible. And then also think that Bren will perform very well today. So what are your predictions, Eric?
Well, it's hard to predict because of this. The most important maps are the new maps, right? And it's hard to get a feeling about who is good on those maps simply because we cannot see every player before today. So I put, of course, my boy Gwen, and then I put Pack, who had a solid step last time, and then I actually have Riolo, who I think is one of the guys who has underperformed the most. I had him as one of the clearest favorites to actually make it into the playoffs, but it doesn't look too promising for the German friend over here. So I hope he's gonna make it top 3 today. If not, it's gonna be difficult to qualify into the playoffs because I think he's one of the players that needs more than one good step to qualify. I don't think he will get like 80 points in one step. He will probably get like 30 in 3 steps if he has to make it. So important step for Riolo here.
I think so as well. It's a very important step for him and also for players like Aurel and Bren here, because they are also not super far ahead. I mean, Aurel being in last position. And let's go directly here to the standings. I mean, you can see it here. Aurel has 3 points. Riolo has 6 points. So, I mean, having 3 or 6 points, it doesn't really matter. But as you've said beforehand, I think so as well that Riolo needs a very good step now. It's the make it or break it for him. I've talked a little bit to him because of other things. Why is Spotify is saying, your microphone is 30 seconds active. That's why you paused the music. Thank you, Spotify. Or no, it was Discord actually. But yeah, I think on paper he can make it happen, especially because he has the pace. But he's not a player who can really push it to P1 than against other players like Gwen or Massa or other players who have certainly a better pace than Riolo, because Riolo is definitely pulling up the consistency game, in my opinion.
Hello?
Hello?
I cannot hear you anymore.
You cannot hear me. That's perfect. Dude, why? Oh my god. I've no... Now you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so... Dude, it is... Yeah. Wait a minute. It is so bad because... I have to change something here because if I talk for more than 30 seconds, they are saying that my microphone is muted. Okay, continue on talking. Continue on talking what you think about the step. I need to find the thing here. I don't know what's going on with Discord right now.
Sure, I can talk. So, like I mentioned for Riolo, I think he is one of the players that needs more than one good step to eventually get enough point to qualify. If you look at other players in the bottom, maybe the same case for Aurel. I don't think he's gonna have like a super step like Papu had in step 1 or like Pac had last step. Same goes with Janet, Evon, Alfie, Matt. All of these names are players that needs more than one good step to eventually qualify. While a player like Brent and Tween, I think they have a high enough skill level or high enough peak to eventually have one really good step, and suddenly they are at least in the top 8. But yeah, you need to look at who is below the bottom 8 at the moment, because that's all that matters at the moment. Qualifying to the top 8 spots, and if you're not, unlucky.
Yeah, I think so as well, actually, because yeah, I mean, I think Matt will have the hardest time because he has the like worst average position right now, and I think Riolo and Aurel as well. But look at Tween. Tween has 4 points, only 4 points for Tween, so this is like nothing.
But I've seen on some of these new maps, I've seen his name up there at least, so I think he's prepared for this week, but you can be prepared and still get nothing in return in Trackmania Grand League, so let's see.
Yeah, we will just see, but I actually found the issue because, okay, so they said on the Discord thing, sorry that I'm changing the topic, but they're saying that the terms... So they don't wanna like have like some issues with Spotify, so that's why they are pausing the Spotify when you talk 30 seconds or something like that. I don't get that actually, and that's why the playback of Spotify is paused when my microphone is transmitting 30 seconds in a row. It is super weird actually. It's like an automatic feature and you can't disable it as it seems. I don't get that. I'm not sure if it's new or something like that, but now we are back here, and I will just go with the in-game OST. So we're just gonna trick the system here, and you can also hear some engine sounds in the background, but we are not gonna go into them just yet. As we have, yeah, we were going over to the predictions. We have the current standings, and you can already see that we have, yeah, 6 or even 7 players who have 40 plus points. Scrappy, Masa, Kappa, Gwen, Spam, Pack, and Papu. And then we have Carl Jr. with 26 points. So I think as well that if, for example, Riolo wins this step here with 40 points or so, that he has a very good opportunity. But it seems that other players are running a bit away, because 18 points between 7th and 8th position is definitely a huge gap.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you get like 3rd or 4th, I think that is still like, it still can be like a 18-point gap between number 3 and number 4. It all depends about how many maps they have went without a loss. So yeah. I mean, imagine if Carl Jr. doesn't make it into the top 8. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna walk to the Serati Trackmania Cup 2020.
What?
Yeah, I mean, he needs to fucking make it. He's like the god at this, but still, he's 8 at the moment. I know he's really busy at the moment. I still haven't had a chance to interview him simply because he's too busy. The same goes with Gwen. So I guess that plays a factor, but if Carl Jr. gets one good step, we know that he already secured himself a spot 100. In the playoffs. So I'm not gonna worry for Carl Jr. until step 5 if he's still in the bottom.
Yeah, and also Riolo. I mean, Riolo had really good steps on the first TMGL season where he I think he got 80 plus points on one step. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he can make it happen. There are a lot of players who are the bottom 8 who can attack Carl Jr. So 26 points is definitely something you wanna like improve. But anyway, I'm gonna go with the trailer right now, and then we're gonna go in game. How does it sound, Eric?
Sounds perfect. Let's go.
Okay, so we have a short trailer here. Enjoy it, and I will see you in a bit. I will see you in a bit.
Welcome to a Trackmania Grand League step. Let's zoom in on how a step works. Each step is played under the champion mode, which consists of 6 races taking place on 6 different maps. In each race, the 16 players will start the race at the same time and will execute 6 laps. The player with the best lap time is given 2 extra points for every race. For the first 2 maps, part of the opening phase, players get warmed up and win points according to their position. For maps 3 and 4, things heat up, and the players who finish the race in 9th to 16th place lose half of their points won from the previous maps. Every player still wins points for the maps being played based on their position. For the 2 final maps, the pressure is on and everything is at stake. Players finishing the race in 9th to 16th place lose all the points that they have won so far. In conclusion, step points are fully determined at the end of map 6. And these step points are then added to the global ranking.
Okay, guys, that was the trailer. If you have any more questions, make sure to ask us. The chat or even we can answer it eventually. And I want to ask you guys what you think is, or what is your prediction here for this step? What do you think will happen? Is there any surprise? Anyone you want to stress out or anything like that? Because it will definitely be a step which, is the decider or like, waypointing, is it a word? So like it will decide in which direction you go, if you play in the combine or if it will go into the combine, the top 8 match, in a battle for the top 8 or a battle for the top 5 here to the playoffs. So make your prediction or put your prediction into the chat. Maybe your top 3, and if you win, I don't know, you win air. You win some air. Alright. So Eric, have you seen the new maps already or not?
Yeah, I've seen, I think I saw it today as well. Scrappy practicing on them, or at least he practiced on the last map. I don't think he practiced too much on map 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he feels too confident, rather too, what to say, I don't think he put too much pressure on himself. But if you play the last map good, you're still gonna get away with some points, so it works out for Scrappy until now at least, so let's see. But I also seen that the Kappa has a really good time on the last map, so some pressure on Mr. Martin Tromport, so let's see.
Ooh, putting pressure on Martin here. Okay, I see. I mean, Kappa is definitely one of the players who didn't perform very well so far, but he just knows what he's doing, because he has only lost 18 points in total. Imagine losing only 18 points in this unforgiving point system. So Kappa is definitely looking very strong. As you can see here, Kappa is on P5 at the moment. He has 62 points and has in total accumulated 80 points. So he has only lost 18 points so far. So that's a sick performance if you ask me.
Yeah, it shows that he has understood the point system better than others, but at the same time it shows that maybe he hasn't really practiced all the 6 maps. He hasn't really tried to go for these insane steps like Papu had, when essentially he gets points from map 1 until map 6, while Kappa maybe focus about getting points from map 5 and 6 and doesn't really care about the other maps. But let's see. You really want to have one good step that secure yourself a spot, and then you need to do better than just map 5 and 6, because in the end, if you go with that tactic, you need to perform every single time on map 6. So I guess it's easier, be like Papu, do one good step and still feel like, okay, maybe I already secured myself a playoff spot, and now I can relax instead of every week need to like, okay, now map 6 is coming up, I need to focus, I need to prepare, and if I fail, well, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Papu has almost qualified, or he has qualified already. If you see it, if you just, triple the points, you can see that Papu has, 123, I think it's bugged, because they have some points. Okay, so we can't do it now here. So I'm just gonna go into this here. I'm sorry. Into the standings. So you can see if you triple the points from all the players, it is Papu who would have qualified already, because it is Carl Jr. who would have only had 78 points. And Papu with that would qualify. But I think everything can happen. We can see 3 players who get like a 50+ step in every step now. But I think that this is pretty unlikely. And also Papu will go away with at least 1 point if he finishes. That's still something, but I think he will get more than 1 point per step. So just wanted to say that.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think he's one of the... I put him and Riola as the 2 safest bets for making the playoffs, and then number 3, or besides Carl Jr. of course, but then like Aurel, and now Aurel and Riolo are really struggling, so maybe we should try to focus about how Aurel and Riolo is doing, because like I mentioned in the start of this pre-show, that they need more than 1 good step to eventually qualify. I don't think they suddenly can win a step. I don't think they need to be like number 3 on 2 or 3 steps to eventually qualify, so
but on the other
more
hand,
pressure on them.
But on the other hand, I think that Aurel is one of the players who can be the fastest, since he has already won maps. You have to consider that. Aurel has already won maps, and I think that he can definitely make it happen. And it will be a hard task, not gonna lie, against those players, against the best players out there. But Aurel definitely has the pace. He has shown it in many cups. He has gathered a lot of experience between both of the Trackmania Grand League seasons, where he has played a lot of cups, also null trained, so he can cope the pressure, or maybe he doesn't feel any pressure, I don't know, because he's so experienced. But indeed, we should focus on them, and also on Tween, because this, for me, Tween right now is, Tween and Riolo are the biggest disappointments so far, because Aurel has performed, but was just unlucky with the point system.
Yeah, that's a good thing that you bring up, because Aurel has shown the level. I mean, if he did just kept the points from one of the steps, we wouldn't be talking about him as a quote-unquote disappointment. So Aurel just basically needs to do the same, but keep the points, and he should be safe, while Riolo and Tween maybe need to step it up 1 notch. So good observation by Mr. Lucker-Sturbo there.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe you've seen it on Twitter by Cam. There was a cool statistic.
Yep.
It's really good, and I really like what Cam is bringing up to the Trackmania community. Besides just no life and Kaki maps, he's also providing us with good statistics. So really cool of seeing that. Just gonna spectate some other people here before we go live, as we see a battle between Kappa and Spam in the warm-up, and we still have 2 minutes. So anything you want to add, chat or Eric, anything you want to go through, you want to focus on. I mean, it's a very ice-heavy step this time, but I think it will be a step where we can see surprises.
But let's see how good we are at actually betting, because once again we put like Gwen and Carl Jr. as the winners. That was the sort of bet we had at step 1 as well, and neither of them really did well. So let's see if we finally can show that we know what we are talking about, or if we just put 3 random names up there. But let's see. Do you have any bets for this first map, like a side bet?
Yeah,
and
let's
we can get the chat in on that as well.
So the first map will be Halfpipe, right? The first map will be Halfpipe, and I think that Afi will win it.
Afi?
Yup.
Yeah, boy. Already going some spicy bets here.
Yeah, because Afi has really played well on it on the second step. And what I also want to focus on is that Gwen has really performed well last step. He has won 2 maps. You have to consider that.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, you cannot say, yo, we are experienced because we think this and this player will win. Because in the end of the day, it can be luck-based or just one stupid mistake, or the map does not suit you well or anything. Because the Papu mistake was very unnecessary and he would have won the step, obviously, last time. Have you seen what happened to him or not?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
So he's unlucky, but that's also why Trackmania Grand League is Trackmania Grand League. That's
Indeed.
what they want. So we can disagree or agree with that, but today we just have to cope with it and wing it and accept the fact that people will lose points, and sometimes it's 5 points and sometimes it's like 50 points. So
Yeah.
but side bet here, I see someone in chat saying that Gwen is gonna take it. And if Gwen is a favorite to win it, I'm gonna, of course, go with Gwen. So I'm gonna trust my boy Green Slot, and if we fail, I'm gonna blame him. So all the pressure is on Green Slot at the moment.
I mean, all the pressure is now on Gwen if he even feels pressure, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I'm still gonna keep Afi as my side bet, and then we have crucial betting on Pack. So yeah. So we should have started already, but maybe there is some difficulties or anything like that, as I'm spectating Kappa right now. But I'm just gonna go with Pack because we see Afi and Riolu ahead of him. And
Can you see the in-game chat? I cannot. I don't figure out.
I
how
cannot
to do
see it as well.
it. Okay.
No, they disabled it because at the first season I was writing to Roland and Riolu good luck, and then Softy was like, stop writing and everything like that. And I mean, it's in the rules, so he's right, but still it was a very exaggerated reaction, but all good. And I think that's why they disabled it.
Okay.
But all good. So
Yeah, still 50 minutes left for warm-up clock at least, so let's not hope we have to wait for that.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, Papu and Matt have already accumulated 26 and 14 points.
Yeah, boy. Maybe Matt has a chance.
Yeah. But yeah, Matt is really struggling. You could have seen his average position was like 13 or 14. So this is not good for him.
Yeah, it doesn't look too good. As you said, he's the one that... Maybe he's the one who's falling behind, while the other 15 players, in some way, they can make it to the top 8. But if Matt makes it to the top 8, then something drastically needs to change, and I don't know what that could be.
Yeah, I mean, I see here on the Discord, on the official Discord, we will start at 20:05. So that's an information I have just fetched here.
Inside info.
That's why window borderless with sound activated is pretty good, because then you can do other things as well. So we'll start in 3 minutes. There's some difficulties here. So let's spectate our boy Pack. I mean, map 1 and 2 are not the maps that are so decisive. But still, you can gather some points. And if you lose 50% of them, okay, you can live with it. But on map 4, 5, and 6, you really have to push it. My opinion. That would be my playstyle. Because map 4, if you lose 50% of your points and you have like 40 points or 50 points, you lose just 25 points. That's more than one victory. That's like crazy.
Yeah, I asked the Tween, I think it was last season, why don't you guys just train like the 2 last maps and fully no-life them to get... Because then you're secured about getting the points that you eventually earn. But he was like, well, we try to play all 6 maps good, because if we then have a good step, then we get loads of points. And with this point system, the points that you have at the end of the step is points that you take into the total leaderboard. So it's not like in Open Grand League, where if you play first, you get a set amount of points. If you get second, you get a set amount of points. In Trackmania Grand League, it's like, if you get 100 points, you get 100 points into the leaderboard as well. If you get 3 points, you get 3 points into the leaderboard. So
yeah,
that's why I maybe try to not only practice the last maps like many people suggest that I do, like I do. I think they should only train the 2 last maps.
Yeah, I understand that.
So yeah, that's why some of the players try to eventually have like a Papu step where they just get loads and points.
This will be the new terminology, the Papu step. As you see, Peck with a beautiful identity here, also a good exit. But what I also want to stress is, if you just focus on one map, this will put so much pressure on your shoulder, because you play against world-class players, and even a world-class player with, let's say, 2 or 3 hours of practice, the first name that comes into mind is Scrappy, because he's a very fast learner and very fast. He can adapt very well to different scenarios. He can also crush you, also when you have like more hours than him. And my game is laggy, but now it's working again. Because everything can happen, and if you really focus on only the last map, this will kill you pressure-wise, and you have to do it 4 times or 3 times. So 3 good steps, and then you have, let's say, 27 points or so, and then you just have a secure spot. So this is really hard to do.
Yep.
Okay, so 20:05 is now. We're starting in 5 seconds with the first map, which is Halfpipe by, I don't know, which map, whose map was that again? I think it was by Table or so, if I recall correctly. But we will just see. So first step is starting. My side bet is Afi, your side bet is Gwen. And yeah, let's go with the warm-up here.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, yeah.
After this step is done, we're halfway through Trackmania Grand League, so we are running out of steps, and then players are running out of chances. So let's see who grabs the chance today and eventually claim some points and maybe secure themselves a playoff spot.
It's a map by Kiesler, so sorry that I got that wrong. But yeah, indeed, it is a step that is really determining your way, how the Trackmania Grand League will go for you. If you have a shot for the top 8, or you really need a Papu step, a good terminology, I really like that actually, in the remainder of the steps. So we have, after that, we have 3 more steps, so it's the halftime indeed. And Papu already with a good start here, as well as Carl Jr. So my boy Carl Jr. is doing a good job here in the warm-up.
Yeah, this is the, you remember, this is the map where Carl Jr. lost the point, and eventually I show that I can predict the future. And now I want to predict the future. I want to change my bet from Gwen to Spam, actually. So I feel Spam on this map.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay,
So
Spam.
side bet is Spam.
So, I think that this will relieve some pressure here for green slots.
Yeah, oh yeah, fuck.
Because he
Then we
went
have
for
3
Gwen.
side bets up and running.
Yeah, indeed. So, of course, you can also yeah, cheer for your favorite player, and they can gather some hearts if you type in go space and then the name of the player, as Steph has done it, or Simba. So this is the way to support the players. Of course, I would go for Go Pack, and yeah, we will go live in 5 seconds. You say Spam, I say Afi. So very surprisingly, but Afi played very well here as well, and Spam actually won this map one time. So, interesting bet there. So, let's go with the first map. It's of course the opening phase, so you don't lose any points or anything. You can only gather points, and let's go the first couple of turns here with Pack. So you see Kappa with a different strategy here, and also Spam jumping super far up. So your bat is falling a little bit behind, and we see Riolu being in first at the moment. That's really cool to see. Riolu in first with a beautiful start here. Also
Everyone
nice.
is behind.
Yeah, Avon is behind already 3 seconds indeed. Yeah. And you see it now here, the banners here. Riolu is up there. You can see it. And this is really cool to see. As we see Avon being
Papu.
behind. And then also Papu and Scrappy, right? Yes, Scrappy as well. And Matt is also behind. So a lot of things are happening. And we have the double Germany lead here with Massa and Riolu being in P1 and 2. Then we have Gwen behind. Oh, and who do I see falling behind? Tween down to P11. So we see a lot of mistakes here in this first lap. 6 players falling behind. So let's go here with the battle here for that top 8, because those are the spots you're aiming for. As you see, Yannick's being 7 seconds behind. Scrappy also 7 seconds. But let's focus on this first identity. Massa in first. Riolu still in second, but gets attacked here by Spam and Gwen.
Massa!
Oh, Massa with a mistake, yeah. What happened to him? Have you captured it?
I think he clipped the last jump there.
Oh no,
And once
man.
again, he failed.
So really a lot of things are happening. And Massa now down to last. But this is the thing you have to do on the first map. You just have to risk it. And also Riolo falling behind here to P6. Kappa and Peck and also Tween are overtaking him. So Riolo has to settle down to P9 for now. But really close fight here for the top 10 still. But a lot of mistakes have happened, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, look at Massa. He had so much pace. He showed that once again. He's one of the guys who can have enough pace to eventually battle out. But now, like 3 mistakes in a row, and he's half a minute behind. So Massa is out of map 1. But don't worry, 0 points can be lost in this map. So it's all about who is going to win this one. And maybe our boy Rel, who we talked a little bit about before, he has gained a lot of points, but also lost a lot of points.
Spam!
So let's see.
Spam with a respawn.
Oh, rip.
Oh,
so my bet was Gwen.
So Spam is also dead. So we only have 9 players who have survived. But just when I say that it's Riolo also with a mistake, I think he failed the nose slide. But that's the disadvantage here of spectating. You can't capture everything. You can just see what happens. And it's a coin flip. If I just say, okay, Gren will fail now, for example. I don't hope that. But it is a coin flip that we can see it. But yeah, actually Gwen, Aurel, Peck, and then we have Afi and Cole Jr. overtaking just Afi when I said that in the top 5. But still, the gaps are really, really huge here going into the 3rd lap. So, oh, who was that? Has someone made a mistake there? I think so, right? I think
Afi.
It was Afi making a mistake. So, a rip or a side bets. Afi is completely dead, and it's Gwen. Afi actually going for that jump. Oh no, and he's up to a dead respawn. So Afi is down to the 15th position. So Gwen and Aurel are leading the race here. And then also Peck here is up for this battle here for that 2nd position. So great fight here. So let's focus on this battle here for that top 3 for now.
It's cool to see the new update from Trackmania and then Trackmania Grand League that now we can see who is leading with Gwen on these banners around the stadium.
Yeah, that's really cool indeed. Peck with a, I think, slowdown landing or something like that, but with a beautiful dirt section here. Didn't really lose too much over that. Actually gained 0.1 of a second. Comes closer to Aurel, but Gwen with a very good performance here. So the Game Word player really showing that he is maybe the fastest player out there. And Peck with a good identity overtakes Aurel there. So this was very, very greatly done by Peck. And Aurel is completely dead. Fully falling apart, but still saves him into the multi-lap, but has no speed to work with now. So Aurel down to P8 as Riolo's also overtaking him. And remember, it's Aurel and Riolo are both in dire need of some points. And also Tween, who is right now occupying P6. So really cool to see that Tween, Riolo and Aurel, as you can see in the league ranking, they are all on P14, 15 and 16, are all in the top 8, Eric.
But look at our overall step bet though, Gwen and Carl Jr. Maybe so far we are not doing as bad as we think with a side bet, not maybe going the correct way, but the overall bet looking promising at the moment at least.
Indeed. The overall bet is looking very promising for you actually, because you bet Gwen onto P1 if I recall correctly. Then we had Peck and Riolo on the 3rd place, and my bet was Cole Jr. on 3rd. And then Aurel on the 2nd position, in which he is...
look at the battle between Peck and Gwen though.
Yeah, very great turn there for Peck. I have not captured that because I've searched Aurel, but he's now up to P8 again, 4 seconds behind. But look at that, Cole Jr. is lurking here into this 2nd last lap. We go! Oh, Cole Jr., what was that identity? Oh my god, holy moly. What an identity. Peck falling behind, just taking it conservatively. And this is exactly, it's very smart by Peck because of... I mean, 20 points is good, but he has already won 67 points in the prior step, so he's not really reliant on so many points here. I mean, the seeding of course matters for him, but going home with 12 or 14 points, of course it matters, but 2 points, hey, you know, it's not too much, right?
yeah. You'd rather get 12 points than 0 points or 1 point, so... But let's see, it's 2 laps to go, maybe the last lap. Peck is a competitor, he's gonna be like, damn, I'm gonna beat Carl Jr., I'm gonna beat Gwen, I'm gonna risk it.
Yeah, and right now it's looking like that's Peck with a really good midsection again, but Gwen is just on another level on this map. He's 1 second ahead. Didn't get the best line here, so it is Peck coming a bit closer. Will Gwen actually get the gear? Oh, ever so slightly. And Peck indeed will overtake Carl Jr. here, who drops a little bit behind, 0.4 of a second behind. So let's follow Kappa here, who gives us a good overview over Carl Jr. and Pack, what they are doing. Kappa not going for that no slide because he's playing not with a controller. And so far positions look to be set in stone as we approach the second to last identity. It is Carl Jr. not with the best identity this time around. But look at Kappa, he comes closer and closer here. And also Carl Jr. because Pack jumps super far up. It is Carl Jr. lurking again, only 0.2 behind. And still Gwen is in the lead. Gwen is still in the lead. 0.7 out of Pack. And then we have Carl Jr. on P3. But Carl Jr. with more speed. So Carl Jr. maybe has to go here for the fastest lap. Or maybe even for the second place overtatement. But Pack denies the attempt by Carl Jr. here. Okay.
So before the season, I had 4 potential winner candidates of Trackmania Grand League: Gwen, Pack, Carl Jr. and Kappa. All of them out there at the moment doing well. So these are the real giants of Trackmania Grand League. So let's see, can a 16-year-old and the youngest player keep the 2 world champions, or actually 3 world champions behind it?
Yeah, I mean, Gwen is right now a bit stumbling. It's 0.3 of a second between him and Pack. And I'm really keen to see it now if someone will actually risk this identity now. If Pack says, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna go for the 20 points. Or if he will settle with the 14 points, which will definitely be good for him. So let's focus Pack here for this last identity. Gwen still in the lead, 0.5 of a lead for him. So he's extended it a little bit. But let's see this identity here. Will Pack do it? Let's focus on Carl Jr., but he's too far behind. Pack not with a good jump here, so it will be Gwen winning map 1. Then we have Pack in 2nd position, Carl Jr. in 3rd, Kappa in 4th, Tween in 5th, Gwen in 6th position, Aurel 7, Riolu 8. No, actually not 8. He gets overtaken by Evan in the ending, but else positions are set in stone. Not a lot of takes have happened here in the ending. Only Evan has overtaken Riolu, but those are some good points here for Pack. 14 points for him, and also for Gwen, 20 points onto his account. So really greatly done. The fastest lap was also by Gwen, so he gets the perfect map, 22 points for him.
The giants are stepping up, and Gwen is certainly one of them. So really fun to see that 16-year-old and the youngest player, like I said, stepping up here. And for our cast, or for our channel, we have Pack once again up there. So Pack is luckily not looking like he did last season. Now he's prepared for every single step, and he's more or less every single map a challenger to actually win it. So let's see how it continues for these players. You still need to play good on map 5 and 6 if you want map 1 to count, but for now it's looking good for the giants of Trackmania Grand League.
Yeah, we just scratched the iceberg from the top, and we still have to go for the bottom. And as we know, an iceberg has more on the bottom in the water than on the top. So those opening phases is the top of the iceberg. I would say it like that. And we still have 5 maps to go. And now we have Switchbridge by Firestorm, which is a map that is really fast-paced. And the identity is not too hard. So if you make one mistake, it is, yeah, it will punish you hard. And, yeah, I think it was Massa who lost his points here. I think he lost 20 points on this track, if I recall it correctly. But I don't have the results in my head right now. Do you have them in your head from step 1 or step 2?
On step 1, I don't think Massa lost points here, but one player who lost points here on step 1 was Pack. You remember, he lost like 50 points here. Aurel lost like 50 points here. So let's see if they're going to be faced by that, or be like, hey, it's just another chance. Let's prove that it's not like we'll lose points here every time or finish behind top 8 every time. But side bet, you have any predictions?
Riolu.
Oh, Riolu. Okay. I go in Massa. So a German battle between us.
Yes. Okay, I have to go for my boy Riolu, right? I mean, we are friends in real life, so Riolu has to win now.
Bragger, friends with the best player in the world, maybe.
Oh no, I just hope that he wins, because I mean, he got 5 points, which is not bad, but he needs more than that, and I think he has the pace. So I think Riolu will win. Chat, you can also go for your side bet. And let's go here. Let's follow Pack here for that first lap here on Switchbridge. One of the fast-paced maps and one of the easier maps. So one mistake will completely mess you up. Okay.
One of the key features or new features in this new game is that you can now press this helicopter camera that is follow all, then you see eventually who fails. And at the moment, Orel is behind. So
Yeah.
it's a nice feature until one makes a mistake,
Oh,
because then
Scrappy
they're
as well.
really far behind.
Yeah, and I will definitely implement that here, because we see Aurel and Scrappy falling a bit behind. Then we have Tween and Gwen in the lead. And you can also work them with the side here. And everyone clears that speed check. Massa also making a huge blunder here. Massa actually with the respawn, so Massa is completely dead here. And yeah, let's go here with the camera on Pack again, who drops down to P14. So he's more than 1 second behind already, as he didn't really get too much speed in this section. But now the first identity comes in. Now the first identity, and Matt is completely dead. What happened to him? Hopefully everything is fine on his end, because it looked like a really huge misalignment. And look who's in the lead again. It is Gwen. Gwen is in the lead, and then we have Tween, Papu, Spam and Kappa rounding off the top 5, but still a very close fight here. As you see, Afi with no speed in this section. And then, yeah, Gwen has already accumulated a lead here, but just when I say that, it's Tween with the overtake. So Tween, I think he was very strong. Oh my god, Gwen, what are you doing? So close there. It was Tween playing very well on this track, but making mistakes on it. So really nice to see him being on the first position after getting 9 points on the first map as well.
But the rough start for my side bet, Massa not starting off map 1 good, and certainly not starting off map 2 good. So let's see how he's gonna cope with this in the future 4 maps. But Marek Pacher up there in the lead now.
Oh, nice jinx!
Oh. Sorry, Marek.
Yeah, Marek, we are sorry, man. But Tween down to P40 now with that. He just clipped the outside there. You could see it a bit. And Kappa as well with a mistake there. So 2 mistakes here of the former Sumpy members. So this is not good for them. And now we see Papu, Gwen and Pack forming the new top 3. Afi and Cow Jr. behind that. And then also Riolu battling it out here with Aurel and Afi as well. So great fight here for that 3rd position. And then we have Pack and Papu, who have somehow gathered a little bit of a lead. And Pack is now in the lead. And yeah, what's Gwen? Gwen dead?
No, not dead, but not alive.
6 seconds behind, yeah. Can just happen. Let's see the helicopter cam, yeah. And this looks pretty messed up, if you can see, as you can see here. So the helicopter cam is very good here for the first couple of, chicanes when you see a player making a mistake. But yeah, look at this fight here for the top placement here. It's Pack, Afi, Cow Jr. and then Papu. And also my side bet Riolu is here. Only 0.4 behind, so great performance here by the Nordavind player. Great wiggle here. So you can see this guy is very experienced, and he is able to play the grass tarmac or the grass underground and the dirt underground very well. Eats Afi alive here, overtakes him for P4. So great turn here for the Nordavind player. But still, the top 3 is formed by Papu, Pack, and Carl Jr. So very familiar faces here in the top 3.
Yeah, once again, Pack is up there showing that he can battle on every single map. And now he has his former teammate, Carl Jr., once again also up there. So the 2 former world champions once again proving that they are prepared for this step. And yeah, if they are prepared, well, the other players, they should be scared.
They should indeed be scared. Carl Jr. really pushing it, but also a very nice performance here by Pack, just denying Carl Jr. here the overtake to the first position. So Pack holding strong here, as he has not really the fastest start, falling 0.4 behind, but still he's really on a good pace. So Aurel
Gwen dead last.
Yeah, let's not focus on Gwen here, because he was already behind. So the battle here for the top 5 is going on as we go into the 3rd last identity. So we have 2 more laps to go as Pack falls very far behind here. No way. And Co Jr. actually now into the lead, and Pack down to P5 or even P6, because Aurel has overtaken him as well. So Pack messing up the identity, but still in the mix. So that's still pretty good. But he gets overtaken by a lot of players, and now down to P6 here in just 30 seconds. And Riolu also with a mistake there in this section, and this was a very huge speed loss for him. Look at that, he gets overtaken by Afi here, and then also Bren and Scrappy and Papu as well. Yes, Papu indeed. Papu getting a deja vu, making a mistake here again. So many things are happening right now left, right, and center. So sorry that I cannot focus on everything. But all of a sudden, it is Pack in P2 and Spam up to the 3rd position here. Oh, man.
Three world champions at the top, though.
Yeah, indeed. And then we have Scrappy and Afi behind. And then also Aurel and Riolu. But so many mistakes have happened here in the entry of lap number 5. And then all of a sudden, Bren and Evon are battling Riolu now, who's down to that battle here for that 7th position. But yeah, look at this fight here for that 2nd place. Aurel with a beautiful identity coming closer towards Pack. Actually overtakes him here. And now Aurel up to the 2nd position. Oh man, what a close fight here for the 2nd place. Look at that.
Are they gonna risk it? Are they gonna risk it?
Oh, or Spam.
Last
Look.
lap. Last lap.
Man. Oh, this is very close to call here.
Inside each other.
Yes, yes. Spam with a lot of speed though, so he will, for now, claim that 2nd position. But look at this close fight. Aurel dropping behind, and now it's Pack versus Spam. So we see 2 world champions battling it out. And then we also have Cole Jr., the 3 times world champion, being in the lead. But yeah, very close
Yeah,
fight.
Junior should win this, but it's between Pack and Spam. Who do you think is gonna finish first?
Pack. Oh, Pack! No! Why am I jinxing him? Oh, no! Pack completely dying here. And now Spam is in 2nd position. And Aurel, Scrappy, Bran, Riolu, and Afi have overtaken him. And Pack lost more than 4 seconds with that. But look at that. Aurel, it has now a little bit more speed than Spam. And Aurel will indeed overtake Spam here in this identity. Let's focus on Spam here. Can he make it? But Aurel with a lot of speed. And indeed, it will be Aurel in 2nd position. Great identity. Carl Jr. wins it. Aurel in 2nd. Spam in 3rd. And then we have Bren, Afi, Riolu ahead of Pack. And then we have Evon in 8th position. But what a jinx I pulled there against Pack. I'm sorry, Pack.
I guess the caster slot for MnM Gaming is gonna be open for step 4. So if you wanna apply, well, I guess you can contact Calcal or Javelin on Twitter.
Oh, no, no. So, yeah, Carl Jr.
They're
wins.
also like Queen, like we mentioned, that was in the lead, finishing
Yeah.
last, 25 seconds behind. So everything changed so fast on this map. But fastest lap, Gwen. So Gwen at least got some points.
Yeah, but Carl Jr. now up into the lead. But so many things have happened here on that 2nd map. So many mistakes. And left, right, and center, things have happened. And yeah, now it will be the decider. Because it's the first time where players can actually lose points, Eric. It is the map called Starglide. Maybe you have seen it, but it was the map where Pack has won it all. 67 points to the total score, and 20 points for Pack here, winning this map. On the 2nd
So
step.
who was performing the best besides Pack? Do you remember who was like looking the best on this map?
Actually, Papu or Massa, but Papu made that mistake. And then also Gwen, but he had really risky lines. But now...
Let's see, Massa 2 bad maps, so
Yeah.
he needs to eventually get into the momentum that he says is so important for him. If not, this is not going to be one of the good steps for Massa.
Yeah, I mean, Massa has already gotten a good step. You can see him having 57 points right now. I mean, he has 53 points in total if you, yeah, just take off those 4 points here. But, yeah, Massa is clearly not safe. And now he has nothing to lose on this track. But on the other hand, he also needs to get into the top 5. But,
Side bet?
my side bets. Go for your side bet first.
Let's go with Papu.
I'm gonna go with Pack.
Oh boy.
Pack is
Crucial also going with Pack, so clear that Pack is a favorite here.
Pack is taking the W here.
You just want to get your casting spot back again.
Yes. And I think Pack will win it, and he will battle it out with Massa and Papu for
Okay.
the top 3. But yeah, the war has
So we
ended.
know. Yeah, let's go.
What do you want to say?
No. So we know who is not finishing top 3. It's not going to be Pack, it's not going to be Massa, and it's not going to be Papu because Caster's curse.
Okay, yeah, I'm the Mr. Curse, right?
Yeah, new nickname. Let's go with a hot helicopter camera.
Yeah, indeed. It's a very good feature, actually. We see Matt falling a bit behind, and also Packnot with a good good start. Riolu and Scrappy are in the lead. But very close pack, of course. No mistakes so far. Oh, okay. Yeah, interesting. No, but I mean, it's really cool. But I mean, how can you cast that? Because you have so many impressions, right? And no mistake has happened so far. We only see Matt, Yannick, and Evon finding themselves in the last 3 spots, and then also Riolu and Pack, and as well as Kappa not having the best start. Scrappy and Tween are in P1 and 2. And then also Afi making the first mistake. He going to that first identity, so very close map here. Oh, Tween with a lot of speed here in this section. And who has to respawn? Massa is dead. Ooh. Massa had to respawn. Massa is completely dead here and went actually for the normal respawn here. And also Matt with a mistake. And Afi as well being super far behind. So Papu, Gwen and Scrappy are in the top 3. So great performance here by the Lazarus player, who has only accumulated 9 points on map 1 and 2. So not that much of a point loss would hit him, but he needs some points for the overall step here.
Boy, it's close between who is going to lose 50% at the moment, but still just lap 2, so 4 laps to go, 4 identities to go. Who will eventually survive?
5 laps. Hello.
Oh yeah,
Alcohol down. Hello. Yeah, but it's really close. Look at that. Not a lot of mistakes have happened, which is really surprising me. So you can see 1 second between P1 and P13. Approaching this second identity now. We see Bren and Scrappy in the lead. Spam dropping a little bit behind, but it is still very close to call. Spam clipping there and dropping to P13 and has no speed to work with over this free-wheel section. So let's follow Spam here and see if someone will make a mistake here. Afi still not with the best identity here. And does someone have to respawn? Spam goes for a very safe identity and now down to P14. Not sure what has happened to him, and also Afi not doing it pretty well. So he gets overtaken by a lot of people. But look how close it is. Is it here for that first position? It is 0.3 of a second between P6 and P1. Bren actually on P1, so my bets that I put into the top 3 right now leading, but betting it out with Tween. And then we have Gwen, Papu, Cow Jr. in the top 5.
Oh boy, it's close, it's close. It's fun to see so many players close, and then you know that eventually who is going to survive it. It comes down to maybe who is not going to make a mistake in the end, because for every round the pack is a little bit smaller. Maybe in the end we end up with a 1v1.
Look at that, 0.10 of a second between first and fourth position. What a crazy fight. And this track is, I would say, to the identity, a tech-based map. So players know what to do, because most of them we see here in the top 6 are very well on tech. And actually Pack goes over into the lead, has more speed than Tween here, but now let's see this identity. Pack with a good amount of speed, but look at Papu just zooping away here. But Tween also does it really well and has more speed, but what a fight here for the top 3. Are you actually kidding me? Pack with a mistake, and Pack gets overtaken by a lot of people here. Drops completely behind, so Pack unfortunately cannot win this map here. Or he just needs some crazy identities, but he has no speed to work with and is more than 2 seconds behind. But consider that he will lose 10 points if he stays in this position. Oh no, oh no.
Well, with a small mistake as well, so he's out of the battle for the first place, at least for now. But now we have 4 players left, so from 6 or 7 players to 4 players in just 1 lap. So let's see how many players we are on the next lap here. But Carl Jr. and the former teammate Bren up there. So let's see. You think Carl Jr. is gonna once again prove that he's a little bit better than Bren?
Yeah, I think so, but look at this fight here for the top 8 actually. I mean, it's 100 of a second between Yannick, Scrappy, Afi, and then we also have Aurel and Spam and Pack are not super far behind. So one great identity should seal the deal, and we actually seen someone clipping it there. I think it was Gwen, but right now players have just to secure their points. But I think that Cow Jr. will show here that he is the best player. I think he will show it here. And yeah, great identity by Scrappy here, overtaking Kappa and Yannick. Yannick's dropping behind. And who has made the mistake here? It's Gwen and Riolu dropping behind. Riolu completely dead, had to respawn, and Riolu's out on this fight. And all of a sudden it's Pack up to P11, but he needs more than that. Aurel still one of the contenders here who could sneak into the top 8 and go home with the 6 additional points and not lose his 10 points that he would lose with that one in the 9th position. But yeah, really close fights here indeed for that top 4. As you see, Bren falling behind, and now Tween, Papu and Carl Jr. are left alone. But Carl Jr. with a very great performance so far, 32 points, and looks like to win this map here as well. He has only 2 more identities to go, so the Solary player looks trained on this step, Eric.
Yeah, he's 100% looks to be prepared for this one, and it's nice to see Carl Jr. being Carl Jr. again and not being sort of an average player. Once again, he's proven that he is the greatest player of all time, but battling against the overall leader in Papu for this step and my side bet, so let's see.
Yeah, let's see. The second identity, Tween! Oh. Almost dying, but who was that? I think Papu falling a bit behind. Never mind, I thought that he would die, but that wasn't the case. But Tween, Aurel as well. What is happening here? So many things. And Spam is now dead. No, he was like that. And now all of a sudden it's Tween in the red spot. So he could lose 5 points here. But the biggest loser of this one would be actually Gwen, who's down to P11. 28 points on stake for him. So he could lose 14 points. And also Peck.
Yeah, I guess those 14 points are lost, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he needs a miracle, of course, here to stay alive. And then also Peck is 3.8 seconds behind, so he really needs to rely on 4 mistakes from players. So let's focus here on this battle for the top. Oh, Peck with an additional mistake! No way! And this is safe to say that Peck will lose this track here, or will lose his points. 10 points down the toilet, and Carl Jr. with a very dominant performance here on this 3rd map. He looks to win this one, and also not going home with the fastest lap time. It is set by Massa, but everything can happen here in this last identity. Cole takes it very conservatively. He has 1 second to work with, and Papu is not pushing it too much here. Afi, however, with a good identity here, but making the mistake, and Afi could lose his 4th position. Yes, indeed. How far behind will Afi fall? Afi will get overtaken by a lot of people, like Aurel as well. Will Tween overtake Afi here in the ending? No, he won't. So Afi is safe, and Tween will not be able to overtake him here. So both of the Swiss players are in 7th and 8th position. Carl Jr. with a very solid performance here in 1st position, almost 1 second ahead of Papu. Then we have Bren in 3rd, Scrappy in 4th, Kappa in 5th, Aurel 6th, Afi and Yannick's 7th and 8th position, so they will keep their points.
Well, that was a fun map, to be honest. That was, even though a lot of mistakes, it was still a lot of close battles at the top, at the 8th spot, so really fun map, and looking forward already to see it next week again. But sad for our boy Pack that lost points, but also sad for our boy Gwen, who lost a lot of points, so maybe not looking too good for my bet against you. You have Carl Jr. now, so
yeah.
Gwen.
And I also have Bren, who has kept his points, right? If I recall that one correctly. But again, so many things have happened. Sometimes you feel a bit overwhelmed. Look at that! Carl Jr., Bren, and Aurel is the top 3 right now. Don't F me, guys, but this was my bet.
Oh, it's gonna look so bad. It's gonna look so bad once we finish map 6, and none of them are top 3.
Yeah, hopefully not. But I mean, I've seen it one here in the Carl just said that one here. Predictions by Eric and Turbo. Thoughts, laughing face, and now Carl Jr., Aurel, and Bren are in the top 3. My bet was Carl Jr., Aurel, Bren, and not Bren, Aurel. But yeah, guys.
Oh,
yeah. Don't at me. Don't laugh at me next time, okay? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna laugh at you after map 6. I'm gonna laugh at you after map 6.
Okay. Okay. So let's go. Who's your side bet on this?
It was like the Shitfest Fiesta map, right?
Yeah, indeed. It is a very hard map, I would say. Especially this part where we have seen this Twitter clip by Kappa, where he just swapped to his controller here. So this was really cool. And what do you think? Who's gonna win this map? Map number 4, Hoverboard by Tona.
I mean, once Carl Jr. is starting to warm up, it's stupid not to go with Carl Jr. So I'm gonna be boring, and I'm gonna say, fuck it. I'm gonna say Massa. I'm gonna be exciting.
Okay, you're gonna go for Massa. Who will win this one? Who was strong beforehand? Let me open up my cheat sheet here. So the top 4 here on Hoverboard was Gren, Aurel, and Massa. So Massa is actually a good bet, but I'm gonna go with Aurel.
Oh boy.
Aurel in first, and then I think it will be super close. Riolu in P3 and Tween in second position. And someone has not started here, as it seems Matt has some difficulties here. Matt is standing still, so the round has been skipped and we will start again. Oh, we have a pause. Okay, we have a pause because Matt has some difficulties. But in general, there's a pause after map 4, right? And map 3, right? If I recall that one correctly.
Map 4, I think, because then you lose a lot of points. But last season it was map 3.
Yeah, I think they swapped it around a bit.
So it's map 4 this time, so...
Indeed.
Zero in the chat, hello. Any side bet from the chat while we wait? Green slot, you started off well. Who's your bet for this one?
Yeah, go for
some... Who should we put our money on? My side bet is Massa. I'm not feeling confident about it, but hey, sometimes in life you cannot be confident about every decision you make.
I also don't feel confident about any side bet here except Cow Jr. Actually, it's the only player I really see performing consistent because he has gathered 52 points on 3 maps. This could be a 3-digit step for Cow Jr. This is the dream still lives on for him, so very great performance by the Solary player. But I'm not sure who put a lot of effort into this one. This identity is of course very hard to do, despite it is so close, so short. But yeah, I think Cow Jr. is a good bet here, and also Massa, who tends to risk a lot. But yeah, who did I go with again?
I don't remember.
I went with Aurel. Yeah, true. Aurel, Tween, and Riolu. Alrighty. So let's see what Pack is doing. So we have a little bit of a break here. And then we will continue in a timely manner.
Massa is a coin flip player, cannot get a bad toss 5 times in a row. Well, you might be surprised by Massa.
I think so as well. So yeah, but Eric, cool to see that you actually play a little bit of Trackmania again. Can you like briefly list your experience in the last couple of days? Because I unfortunately have missed the TTC.
Yeah, I get a lot of shit because I talk so much Trackmania, but I don't play Trackmania, so I was like, okay, maybe TTC is a good opportunity to eventually honor the most important community event in the game. So I was playing the last edition, beat the racers, so I proved that Norway is better than Sweden. So, I'm a hidden talent, so maybe if the Nordic countries need a representative in Trackmania Grand League winter 2021, I'm open for that, and maybe Kaki is cocky next edition. I'm gonna be in there from the start and eventually win it because I'm a natural gifted talent from Kaki is cocky as well. So people should be happy that I only speak Trackmania, don't play Trackmania, because well, it could be boring to watch me play and eventually get 132 points every Trackmania Grand League step.
All right. So Eric Hodal up to the Rated Cup 2021, but not as a journalist, but as a player.
I'm gonna do a winner interview with myself. So.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, I grinded a lot of Kaki as well. Finished 4 maps in 1.5 hours, so was a very good session for me. And yeah, I finished very hard maps. So maybe you know map... Yeah, 46, man. That's an easy map that you finished, right?
No, dude. I played it yesterday. I was a little bit intoxicated by Cuba Libre, so I don't remember.
And you just finished this map. Like, you have to buck through the start, and then you're freewheeled, and you have to bounce into the finish, which is under the ground. So how did it feel when you finished?
Well, I didn't understand that it was actually that hard to finish it after you clipped. I was like, maybe this is what everybody is doing, but apparently it's hard to even hit the finish after you clip through. So I'm happy, but I broke my microphone in the celebration, so maybe it was not worth it in the end.
Oh man. So yeah. It is definitely not worth it. I mean, it's the third microphone you have broken already. But
Yeah.
guys, put on your side bet if you haven't done so already. And of course, if you want to cheer for your favorite player, and of course for us in this pack, type in go, then space and the name of the respective player. So go pack, as Sweller Frame has done so, and also crucial. So go for that, and we will see how things will go out here as we still have a pause. I'm not sure how long it is, because usually
Connection issues from Matt, so
okay, so then maybe a little bit longer. Okay, it was on the official Discord. I see.
yeah. But one of the players that actually played Kaki with me last night at like 3 a.m. was Riolo, so I was not... I put Riolo on a bet, like number 3 for this step, but after playing with him like Kaki, I was like, why is you playing Kaki when it's Trackmania Grand League tomorrow? But, I mean, he's not doing too bad at the moment, but not doing too great either with just 10 points.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, also his girlfriend finished 3 Kaki maps, so just wanted to stress that one out. But we are starting now with the 4th map, which is Hoverboard here, the last map of the semi-final phase. Let's go with Peck here for that first lap. And you can see still a lot of people with over or with double-digit amount of points. This will change throughout this map, unfortunately. But this is how the point system is, and I don't want to be biased here. But yeah, Peck not with a good start here, finds himself on P8, but only 0.14 behind. But Granriola and Massa will round off the top 3 for now. So let's go with the helicopter cam again and see who will make the first mistake here. We see Avon a little bit further behind, but comes back with a lot of speed. And also Matt again, not with the strongest start here. And Massa, you said it, the glass cannon, the orb without armor is in first position, but also Peck is there. So a familiar battle here from that last step. Massa and Peck have battled it here, not on this track, but on the map beforehand for the 20-pointer. Okay, so no one really falling majorly behind. Now the first identity will come up after this jump. Who will fail it and who won't? So I'm gonna take the helicopter cam and see who will fail it. It seems that everyone actually survives it. Indeed, everyone has survived this identity. In the last step, there were 4 players who have failed this identity, and now no one has actually failed it. Only Matt is a little bit further behind, but only quote-unquote 1 second. Wow, what a close fight here for the top spot. What is happening, Eric? Super sick.
Yeah, and now that you jinxed it, Matt is dead, but still, people prove that they maybe are the best players in the world, so they don't want to fail and don't want to be embarrassing, because Open Grand League players, they started off well, but now Bren is also falling behind, so
Yeah.
not too good for a key core player that is eventually the crowd favorite while you look for the numbers, but yeah, I guess his cheers is not going to help him now.
Yeah, indeed, he's 4 seconds behind, and actually he's one of my top 3 bets. We still have map 5 and 6 to go, but losing 15 points is definitely not good. And we see Peck with a nose slide or something like that. So Peck also dropping behind. Down to P13 he is. But now let's see the identity. I'm gonna go with Peck here because he just gives us a very good overview here about the players who will fail it. Let's see. Oh, we see Tween making the mistake. And Tween is dead. But besides him, only Avon, who was behind, making the mistake. And still, Avon is still at this identity. So Avon making the mistake and is completely dead here. Goes for the safe way. And Avon will surely lose 4 points on this track.
Damn, it's actually close. I predicted, or I was expecting way more mistakes, but it's fun.
Me too.
It's fun for now at least, and Papu, the step leader, or the overall leader in Trackmania Grand League at the moment, once again at the top, so he's not done collecting points.
Yeah, he's not. And also Aurel is there, so the gaming privé player who is in need of some points right now with a beautiful step. 29 points for him, and right now looking very strong to take some more points home with him. And also Carl Jr., who's at 52 points, finding himself in the 3rd position. Then we have Afi and Spam on P4 and 5, and then Riolu and Massa, both of the German players who have not really gathered too many points, in 6th and 7th position. But look at this battle here for that 8th position. It is Peck 1300ths of a second behind Scrappy. And then also Yannick super far, or super close there. So this identity will decide a lot. Riolu jumping super far to the right here, but was able to save it. No! Riolu is dead here in this identity. Too bad to see that here for the Nordavind player. Can he make it this time? Yes, he can. But no, he cannot. Riolu is dead. He goes for the respawn, and he is completely dead. So he will lose his 5 points here, or the half of his points. And now Bren up to P12. So can he make the miracle? But yeah, let's focus on this battle for that 8th position, but super close again. Only 1 second here between 1st and 8th position. 8th position occupied by Pack, and 1st. Look at that. Look who's in 1st. My side bet.
Damn, boy. Bragging.
Yeah, I'm all very braggy here.
You just trying to jinx it. You're just trying to make another Twitter highlight.
Yeah, but Aurel now down to P2. So just when I said that, it is Aurel dropping behind. So that's a damn it and a half. So Aurel down to P2, but we still have 3 identities that players have to pass. And then also Spam is here in the mix of players that have not focused on too much here. And then Pack up to P5. So let's see Pack for this identity. Good approach here for him. Spam a little bit too far to the right, but is able to save it. Top 5 is surviving it. Then we have Scrappy also. Yannick as well. Massa up to P6 with a beautiful identity. And Scrappy down to P8.
But look at that, boys, that is losing their half points or closest is Kappa, Gwen, Papu, and Bren. All of them with almost over 20 points. So
yeah.
Let's see. You think Kappa is going to climb his way back into top 8?
I think it will actually be, yeah, Kappa has the best chances so far. But we know that Gwen, who's in P10 and has, of course, lost 50% of his points on the prime map, yeah, comes closer towards Kappa here. So I think it will most likely Gwen who can take the top 8 spot here. Look at that. Gwen with a very risky line comes closer and closer towards Kappa. But it is, of course, all reliant on this identity. And just when I praise Gwen here for his risky playing style, he clips it there and gets overtaken by Papu. And then also Bren is not too far behind. So yeah, it can be a very spicy battle if two players will make a mistake here. But yeah, let's go here with Afi into this identity, into the second last identity we go. Pack with a beautiful approach, but too far to the right there, to the left there, and Pack had to release, but beautiful save by Pack. Greatly done, very experienced play. Releases just enough before the freewheel. So greatly done by the MnM player, and then we see all the other players surviving it as well.
Last lap, let's go. Let's see, the top 8 looks to be safe, but it's Trackmania Grand League, it's identities, everything can happen. Oh,
yeah.
Oh boy.
And actually Bren is completely dead. He's 11 seconds behind, so he will lose 50% of his points. And then we have players who can potentially make it with Kappa, Papu, and Gwen. So you listed Kappa. Gwen was also in this battle for the top 9, but Kappa needs to rely on a mistake here by either one of the top 8 players. But yeah,
full risk it, Kappa. Let's see why you are a world champion.
Yeah, I'm actually focusing on this battle for that top 4 position, or top 5, which is between Massa and Pack. And yeah, but let's focus. Yeah, I mean, Skull Jr. is in first, then we have Aurel in second, Spam, Afi, and then Pack and Massa. So let's see what Massa can do here. We will see if players make a mistake. Oh, let's see, Yannick's here. Can he risk it out in the ending? No, he cannot. And actually, Pack is dead. No! Pack has died in this last identity, and Yannick will keep his points, and Pack will lose 7 points. No way.
Yeah, that's what they want with identities just before the finish. So you are never safe until you cross the finish line. You should always keep the focus until you have crossed it. Else, you're going to be like Pack and now losing points. But Yannick, damn, that was close. Overtaken by Kappa in the last turn. So we should be happy that eventually Pack made a mistake. But Carl Jr., fastest lap, wins the race.
74.
You think it's just going to steamroll this?
Yes, I think so. But now one mistake can decide it. And as I've mentioned beforehand already, it is a very ice heavy it is. So I think that Bren, I don't know, I have a feeling that Bren and Aurel will perform well on this. And yeah, Bren, of course, being the biggest loser, losing 15 points on map number 4. And now we have map number 5 coming up. It is Paradice. Paradice. So it's the identity where you have to like do a flip, or like you have to do a 360, or you just there are so many different approaches, and I'm interested to see which approach is gonna be executed by the players. But now we're gonna have the break, and let's talk about the ranking here. Carl Jr. Aurel P1 and 2. So my bet so far for the first 2 positions is correct.
Yeah, you are looking to be good with at least. Carl Jr. looks to be really safe, and let's hope that Aurel eventually gets to keep his points and he's not gonna lose more points, because then he's gonna lose over 100 points over 3 steps. So that is gonna be sad for him and maybe crucial in the end. So I hope that eventually your bets get through it, but at the same time, I hope that I'm proving to be better than you. But at the moment, you're really showing that you also know more than just casting.
Yeah, I mean, I have some hours in this game, but it is indeed Carl Jr. just dominating this step. 74 points out of 88 points possible. What a crazy performance by him. It is really good. But yeah, indeed, Carl Jr. and Aurel being the players who have lost most of the points in the Trackmania Grand League. In 2 steps, they have lost over 90 points, both of them. So it would be a blunder if one of them will lose their points. So I hope that they are not losing their points.
But Riolo, Tween, Evan, Matt, all of them in need to get points into the total standing. But yeah, neither of them is looking to get a lot of points at the moment. But now it's the 2 most important maps. Maybe they have trained map 5 and 6 the most. I have at least a feeling that Tween has done it. I don't know about the 3 others, but maybe Tween is a map 5 and 6 hero.
Yeah, it can be everyone. It can also be Riolu or Tween. I've seen Riolu really practicing this identity on the stream, and also all the other players. But it can be everyone's map, and the maps, the parts are not really too hard on these tracks. So how can I describe it? It is all in the ice. So that's all I can say. It's all in the ice, and the best ice player, the most consistent ice player, wins here. Some speed checks that you have to do, but I don't see too many mistakes on those. And there are some free wheel sections where you have to perform a neo slide, but yeah, I think that the ice will decide it here. So,
but Bren also in need to get points. You think he's eventually going to keep it? He just have 12 points, if I recall correctly, or 7 points. How many points does
Bren?
7, right?
Bren has 7 points. Yes.
Yeah. So that's actually nothing. So he needs more points.
Yeah, he definitely needs more points than that. And yeah, I mean, I hope that he will definitely keep his points, because he has lost points on the prior map and used to be on the top 3 position. Actually was second ahead of Aurel with 30 points, if I recall it correctly, and Aurel had 29 points. But they are just marching through the step right now, Carl Jr. and Aurel. But also Peck losing points twice in a row.
Yep.
After a very, very solid map 1 and 2. He definitely has to push it.
Yeah, but now if Pack makes a mistake, he's going to lose all of the points. So hopefully he has done with mistakes and now is able to collect points instead of losing points.
I mean, the pressure is not that huge for him, because he has only 12 points, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has essentially nothing to lose, because 12 points for him is not going to be that important. He has 74 points already, so I guess he's going to show risk and then eventually go for a win.
I think so as well. And Peck can, of course, cope well under pressure, but still, this part here where Spam is right now, the free wheel section, it is, I think, the second decider besides the identity, because you can see you can really push it and get a lot of speed out of it.
1 minute left until this all starts, until the shitfest fiesta starts, where points will be lost, hearts will be broken, and keyboards will be destroyed. So let's see if it's Aurel who is once again gonna lose points, or I just hope that I hope he's gonna do well. He had a hard time on the playoffs last season, playing on his birthday, still end of 8th, playing in the Lyon esport the day after. Had a hard time with finishing the finalist mode, so the last moments I saw from Aurel is not happy moments, and from what I've seen in Trackmania Grand League so far, it's not happy moments, so I'm being somewhat biased, but hoping that Aurel does well on these 2 last remaining maps, because Carl Jr. he has won enough, right? He has won everything, so he don't need it. He don't need this.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a really heartbreaking moment here for Aurel, because it really would discourage him if he is not getting away with this 43 points. So I really hope that he is not losing those 43 accumulated points here. But we will see.
Side bet.
25 seconds. My side bet here is Mr. Ice, Mr. 305.
And that
Massa.
is Kappa.
Massa.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Pack. Let's believe.
Okay, Massa against Pack, so a very familiar battle. We have seen that a lot of times. But I think I also want to stress out Scrappy, who's right now on P5 and is a very good ice player. But let's go here, be in the top 8. It's the final phase here. You will lose all your points if you're not in the top 8. Let's go. Let's go here with the first lap, and let's follow actually Pack. Or let's go with the helicopter cam and see what will happen. Papu and Bren not with the best start, but still, look at this. It's super close. You can't say that someone is close behind after 2 turns, right? So yeah, look at Matt. You stressed out Matt. Matt up here in this battle. Maybe he's just up to this 2-way strategy. So Matt up to a good start. Scrappy a little bit behind though. And Matt almost touching there. And yeah, this looked very close for him. But now we will come up closer and closer to that first ice section. Closer and closer. Only a couple of more turns will come, and then we have the no, wait, actually, I was at the wrong map. Sorry, I was on map 6. But we will have the free wheel section coming up now, which is the first part where players can make a mistake. We see different lines here from the players, and let's see who will make the first mistake. No one make a mistake. Scrappy is a little bit further behind, 0.7 of a second. Tween is in the lead though. Then we have Massa and Avon in P2 and 3, and then Jr. behind. Okay, let's go with the identity. Very decisive part here. Oh, we see a lot of mistakes there actually. Matt and Yannick's being behind, as well as Aurel, Gwen, and Scrappy. Okay, we see. Look at this. So many different approaches, Eric.
Yep. Now suddenly everything was close before the identity. Now it's like it's a lot of water between the poles at the moment, and Avon is leading. Damn, Team Secret in the lead. I didn't expect that.
Oh my god, look at that. 43 points on P12, 74 points on 13, 27 points on 11, 30 points on 14. What is happening?
Oh boy.
Oh no, man. I mean, it's the first lap, but still. This is super interesting to see that Carl Jr. and Aurel are on P12 and 13. So maybe the pressure is really kicking in. We have still a lot of identities to pass, but it is not a good situation for Aurel and Carl Jr. because they are more than 1 second behind.
Yeah, now we talked about it. We hope that both of them will keep the points, but at the moment, now they need to do it themselves. Now they need to catch up because they're already behind. They already can somewhat say goodbye to their points. So, but this identity, it looks to be identity where you can gain points or gain time and lose time. So
that was really close by everyone. Let's follow Pack here, who is still in the oh no, Pack with a mistake. Oh, and he has touched there, gets overtaken by Gwen and Bren. And Aurel also dead. Yes,
Rip.
Indeed. And this is not good for Aurel. He is so
Rip.
far behind. And this is the tilter for him. Aurel in last. And no, you hate to see that, Eric. You hate to see that.
Yep, can not do anything but feel bad for Aurel, but he's out of it now. It's Carl Jr. just 2 tenths behind. Should he keep 74 points or should he lose it?
Yeah, I mean, he is definitely able to push it, but Evon, he has shown that he has the pace. He's now down to P7 or P9 actually. I mean, he's betting out with Pack, but I think Carl Jr. can definitely make it, but Aurel 13 seconds behind. Oh, this is heartbreaking. Also, Kappa and Scrappy. Kappa is about to lose a lot of points here. A lot of points. Kappa has only lost 18 points beforehand in both steps.
So Kappa and Carl Jr. have a realistic chance, while Scrappy and Aurel, well, they can say goodbye to that points. Yannick's also 18 points. That can be crucial for him in the overall standing. So a lot of moments can, a lot of stuff can be broken here. A lot of overall steps can be broken. So let's see.
Yeah, it's looking like a very good step here for Afi and Spam so far. As we see, I think it was Peck. Who was that actually? Evon. Evon falling behind, yeah. Good identity here. No, he has clipped, but survived it, but no speed to work with. So he gets overtaken by Kappa, Yannick, and also Riolu. So they have a potential chance of making it here, the three-way pack here, if someone else will make a mistake. So a very spread field, but we have a very close battle here between Papu and Afi for P1 and 2. And really great fight here for that first position between the BDS player and Papu, the Gamers Origin player. So great performance by Afi so far. 28 points accumulated, and this could be a huge step for him going further and further into the playoffs.
Well, Carl Jr. is living on the edge. He's at the moment behind the edge. So let's see. Let's see. Is he going to lose 74 points? Is he going to risk it?
He has to.
He should just show that he's a fast player. He should show that he's a risky player. But I don't know if he knows how far ahead the other players are.
So yeah, let's actually focus on Carl Jr. here, because we have Pack and Bren just being in reach, only 0.6 of a second, and you see Carl Jr. is pushing it, coming just a little closer. Pack with a good section there, and this could be a battle here between those three players and who will lose their points. And yeah, it's right now looking very good here for Pack. Good identity. Carl Jr. is not doing it well here, but Pack also not with a lot of speed here, but Carl Jr. didn't do it that well as well. Okay, Pack with a mistake, and Carl Jr. up to P8. Oh no, Pack is about to lose 12 points. This is not looking good for the MnM player here. For our teammate, not looking too well, but still he's only 1.3 seconds behind, but making an additional mistake there. And Riolu's lurking the shadow, and as well as Evon. Oh no, but yeah, look at Afi. Wow, what a great performance by Afi. And then we have Massa and Spam in the battle here for that top 2 position. And this is the second to last lap. The fastest lap is set by Papu, so he will gain that 2 additional points if it will stay like that. But it can also be someone else, because Afi is on an insane pace here, more than 1 second ahead. What a great performance here by the Swiss guy, I mean. Really greatly done. So hopefully I didn't jinx him now, but it's looking very well. Massa claiming that second position, has some air to breathe. And then we also have Tween, who's up here to that 3rd position. So look at this Afi approach. Interesting to see that. Goes very far up. So this looks so much faster. Look at that. Look, Afi's approach. It looks so good. Afi just marching through here with a very, very conservative approach, which is faster. Wow, greatly done by him. Okay, but
Carl Jr. still not safe. Now Pack is only 1 second behind.
Yeah, I'm focusing on Pack right now for that last lap. It's the last lap here, and Carl Jr. could lose it all here. He has 74 points on stake. So if he makes a mistake in this identity, it will be Carl Jr. losing his points, and Pack could walk away with 12 points. But 12 versus 74, so the pressure is rising for Carl Jr. And it is safe to say that if he keeps his points, if Carl Jr. will keep his points, he will qualify to the actual live event. But it's still a long way to go for him. Still identity and map 6 that he has to pass, and still positions are looked to be set in stone. Afi and Gwen are on P1 and 2, so both of the OGL players from last year are on P1 and 2. Great performance But it is Peck decreasing the lead here.
Identity time. Identity time.
Yes. Carl Jr. not with a lot of speed. Peck can risk it here. And it is Peck with a good identity. No, he has touched. And Carl Jr. way to his fate. It is Gwen with a mistake. And Peck is safe. Peck is safe. Peck won't lose his points. And this is the GG for Peck. 12 points up to his account plus those 5 points. But what a great race by Afi. Finding himself 3 seconds ahead of the second position. But look at this close fight here between Papu, Spam and Massa. But I wanted to focus on Peck. But it is unfortunately Gwen losing 14 points. And also Aurel minus 43 points. This is a total of 134 points lost for him. Wow. You hate to see that.
Sadly, sad for Aurel. Happy for Pack. Pack, like we remember from the hoverboard, died just before the finish. Now he gets the karma back and eventually survived just before the finish. But also want to praise Afi, who wins with 3 seconds. But sadly, this point system makes it more fun to follow about who is losing points rather than who is eventually winning. Because that was one of the probably strongest performances Afi has ever done in his Trackmania career. So let's see if he can continue that on map 6.
Yeah, it will put a lot of pressure on his shoulders because all of a sudden he is on that second position. He's on P2 right now. He's at 48 points. This is such a good step for Afi so far. This will skyrocket him to the 6th position. So I hope that he will keep his points now. But Aurel, with what mindset would you have when you are Aurel and lose 43 points on the prior map and losing over 40 points again?
Yeah, I mean, just fuck it all, fuck the world, let's risk it.
Yeah.
He cannot do anything about it anymore, so now we just have to reset as much as he can and try his best to eventually get some points from this map.
Yeah, he needs a top 3 position.
Yeah,
it's looking very grim for him. It's a mental challenge for him. Aurel tends to be or is one of the fastest players, but he just does not have to tilt, right? And this is the last map. It is Cyclone with 2 very important ice sections and also a very fast-paced map. So let's see. So
do you think Carl Jr. is gonna survive it? He was really close to the edge last map, so
yeah. I think he will, but look how many points are on stake. Afi 48, Spam 38, Papu 33, Massa 27, Bren as well, and then Pack and Tween both with 18 and 14 points. So those are still some points to lose. Everything can happen, and the bottom 8 has nothing to lose here. So we have 2 ice sections here, which are really hard. But I think that it will be Carl Jr. who will keep his points. And my side bet on this map, who's your side bet? I can't really.
Kappa.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Scrappy.
Oh boy. Last map, boys. Last map.
It's the last map. Let's go, Eric. Let's go with the helicopter cam and see who will make that first mistake. Carl Jr. and Bren are a little bit behind. But, yeah. Oh, Matt! Matt with the respawn. And Matt is dead. Look at that. No, this is not a good step for Matt again. As he is super far behind. More than 6 seconds. 8 seconds to be exact. So this is not good for the space station player. So let's go with the first ice section. As we see Evan also falling behind here. And let's go with Massa. Tween with a very far up approach. And good speed here for Tween. And also Massa. Look at Massa going here. Massa up to P1. The Ice Master. What a great performance by him. And yeah, also it is Spam. And Bren falling a little bit behind. And Pack as well. Oh no, Pack down to P14 actually. But still we have 11 more ice sections to go. This part, the identity, this is the identity, is the decider. You really have to decide when you go out here. And you see Pack with a lot of speed compared towards Bren. And Bren has set 27 points on stake. This is not looking too good for him. And this could be everyone's step. As we said beforehand, Carl Jr. still up into that 7th position after lap number 1. Massa in the lead ahead of Tween. Then we have Papu and Yannick battling it out for that 3rd position. And also Afi is here. So top 1 and 2 are about to win their points, or to keep their points.
Oh boy. Do you think Massa is gonna survive it? Now he's in 1st place. Maybe he should start to somewhat save it. He has 27 points, but maybe that first 20 points
Kappa! Kappa is dead. Kappa is
right
dead.
there.
Oh no, he has to go for that one, and he has no speed to work with. He's
Massa.
super far behind, and Massa as well, just when we talked about Massa. And I just wanted to say beforehand, I don't think that Massa will survive, because this map is so much about risk and everything. But look at that, it is Spam, Bren and Massa, all players who have accumulated a lot of points, and also Pack, of course, finding themselves in a lower spot here. So not looking too good for them. And Afi is in the lead ahead of Tween, and then we have Gwen and Papu behind. So look at that, we have players Gwen, Yannick, Aurel and Scrappy who were not in the top 8 beforehand. Now all of a sudden being in the top 8, so maybe they went for the one map strategy, Eric.
But look at Afi though. Afi's still up there, dude. This is fun. This is fun. He's one of the underdogs this season. I expected a lot from him, but winning maps, dude. This is fun.
And 2 in a row, actually being a contender. And also Tween is here. Tween was on a very good pace throughout this whole step, but has unfortunately made mistakes. But look at this, look at this part from Afi, so beautifully
Massa is back in
executed.
it.
And Massa, is back in it, and my side bet Scrappy has dropped down. And also Bren, 27 points on stake for him on last position here, or on 10th position, I mean, not on last. It is Kappa and Matt occupying that last position at the moment.
Massa is so fast at ice, dude. He was like overtaking 3 players.
Yeah, and look at that, Carl Jr. could lose his points here because he's not super far ahead, because Massa is going for the attack now onto Carl Jr. He's coming closer and closer. So you think Massa can go more than the top 8 position, or will he just try to stay alive?
He is gonna risk it. He's eventually gonna go up to, let's say, position 3, or he's gonna be number 14.
Okay, interesting bet, but look at this fight. Afi and Tween, 600ths of a second between the BDS and the Pittsburgh Knights player here. What a great performance by Afi, and definitely a player that I had on the radar when I thought about making the top 3. But I was not thinking that he will, you said that as well, that he will win a map. And Tween touching the wall there, so he loses a little bit of speed, so Afi has some room to breathe. Bren up to P9, so good eyes for him. And Gwen dropping down here. Gwen dropping down, and now Massa is attacking. Look at Massa, he is so fast now, up to P6, but this identity will decide it. We have 3 more identities to go. And Yannick's up to P3, so back and forth here between all the players. And right now, the biggest loser of this step is actually, or about this map, is Spam, down to P13. And look, what is Gwen doing? What the hell? What was that speed by Gwen? Look at that. And also Riolu is here. So many things. So many things are happening here in this identity.
It's close.
But yeah, I mean, positions look to be set in stone for the top 3. But look at the fight. Below that, we have Papu, Carl Jr., Gwen, Massa, and Aurel in between 1 second of each other. And then also Riolu, who could make some damage a little bit further behind. But he definitely knows what he's doing. One of the most experienced players out here. And he just has to run on mistakes to keep 4 points plus the additional 6 points for that 8th position with him. Okay, not the best identity for Riolu here. Drops down to P10.
Jr.
And also Carl Jr. here. Not with the best identity here. And now down to P9. P10. Eric. Carl Jr.
Oh boy. Let's see. Is he a 3-time world champion? Yes. Can he survive his points? I don't know.
We have 2 more identities. This is the last lap, and as you have said it, it is Massa on P4. Carl Jr. has to push it, else he will lose 81 points. But look at the speed. Look at the speed by Carl Jr. Up to P8 again. And Bren and Gwen are apparently down here to 9th and 10th position. But this is still super close to call. We still have 2 more ice parts to go. Massa is nowhere to be seen. Massa is safe up to that 4th position. But the fight is going on here between actually Afi and Tween as well. But let's focus here on this battle for that 8th position. Oh my god, what is happening here? How close is this one? We have 2 more ice sections to go. Gwen down to P9. And then we have Carl Jr., Papu, Aurel, and Pack, who could potentially lose their points. 81 points on stake. And let's focus here. Carl Jr., Aurel, not with a good section here. Not a good amount of speed. And Gwen, indeed, is dead here with a dead respawn. And this is some air to breathe for the players. Papu, however, 33 points, is also not making a good job here. And Scrappy and Carl Jr. will keep their points. But Scrappy only with 3 points. And Tween will win the 6th map here ahead of Afi. Then we have Yannick's in 3rd. Massa, Peck, Carl Jr., Scrappy. And then we have Aurel in 8th position. And Papu losing 33 points. Bren losing 27 points. And Spam Rip 38 points. Wow. What a step. Afi securing 2nd position here. And also 2nd in on this step. And Carl Jr. wins it here with a total of... Wow. It is super sick.
Wow.
89 points for Carl Jr. And then Afi with 62 points in 2nd position. And Yannick's is actually also up there in the leaderboard, up to P6 after that 3rd placement. Massa in 3rd, Tween on 4th, Peck on 5th position actually. And yeah, Spam losing a lot of points. So what a crazy step here. And yeah, GG's to Carl Jr. and Afi being the winners of those steps. And again, the losers being Spam. He's already knowing to lose a lot of points. And yeah, Aurel also losing 43 points on the prior map. Whew.
This was a step and a half, dude. This was all over the place.
Yeah. Wow, man. Okay, so Pack is up for an interview. So let's just join the Trackmania Grand League thingy there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find it.
Yo, what's up, man?
Yo.
So well played on map 1 and 2, but man, map
3, the crash, I just didn't even see it coming. I did not see the first crash. Otherwise, but the first crash I did not see coming at all, and I was just like, oh, that's a surprise. And then it went downhill. 2nd map, completely my fault.
Yeah, it can happen, but still, you went up there with 27 points, so that's really good. And Eric is not allowed to join the interview, so I'm just gonna call you privately.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do it like that. And now gonna add okay, so Peck has to you have to accept me as a friend, and then I can add Eric into this conversation.
Accept you as a friend.
Yeah, on Discord.
Nice.
Nice. Just bragging for your friend, right? Friendship.
Oh, bro, that 4th map. If I didn't get the gear down on the final turn, would have been fine.
Yeah, I mean, things like that happen, man.
I did not realize I was going to get the upper gear and then fail it. Oh well. It would have been a matter of... And actually, it would have been...
Yeah, dude, you did this mistake on this last part, but I mean, you saved it very well on I think lap number 3 or 4, where you were too far to the left and you had to adjust, and you released just before the freewheel section.
I find it easier on far to the left, but far to the right, I just can't save.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen no player making a mistake at the first lap, so that was crazy. So the pace indeed was crazy there. So Eric, if you're watching, you can just join the group here with pack that I've created. But yeah, still a solace of getting 27 points. This will put you up into the ranking, actually 101 points for you. So this is a very good step, or this was still an okay step for you, but losing so many points is still bad, you know. But yeah, Aurel and Spam losing more than 30 points is also definitely worse than what has happened to you, because you had one good step already.
Yeah.
Eric?
Still, I can't believe the gear down, man.
Yeah. I actually didn't capture that. What has happened to you on...
So basically, it was the final U-turn. I was 5th. Next to Massa. I didn't realize I upper geared, but I saw I had fast speed, so I released and thought that would be enough. And then as I jumped, I upper geared, and I knew as soon as that happened, I would gear down on the drift at the bottom, so I couldn't do anything. I would have less speed than I normally have. And then I knew I had to be precise at the end, but I just didn't turn enough. I don't know why I didn't flick left a little bit more, but it was completely my fault. And it's annoying that it was completely my fault. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever, man. Can happen. You get over it, and next time... Those maps are gone now, right?
At least, oh my god, map 5. Who failed Who failed
On
the last lap?
Last lap? On
Yeah,
map
because
5?
I was 9th.
Gwen.
Oh my god, because I was going, I was behind Carl, I was catching him big time.
Yeah.
And then on that last lap, and then I completely botched up my first identity. And then I realized, I was like, oh my god, this is awful. Went through the checkpoint, 8th. I was like, oh my god, just get the last one, just get the last one.
Yeah.
And then map 6, I was like 12th for ages. And then lap 5, I finally got my good entry into the ice bit, and I went from 12th to 6th. I have no idea what happens, everyone.
Yeah, it was a really close fight, and we have seen a lot of mistakes there. And dude, it was so overwhelming spectating this, because it was such a close fight from P12 to P4 or something like that. And then Massa just pulled up insane and went up to P4. So I think you have to rewatch it to comprehend what happened there. So a lot of mistakes and a lot of risk has been done there. So not sure what's happening with Eric, but he's unfortunately not.
He's in the cool.
He's
I'm
in the
here,
car.
yeah. I'm just letting you enjoy your steak. I don't want to be disturbing the date, right?
Ah, yeah. Date between me and Pack. We already had
I
that.
tell you what, it's so sick that Carl finally got a good step. Jeez,
Yeah.
that guy, man.
But Aurel losing again points. Yes.
What do you think about Alfie? I mean, did you expect that?
After last step, I expected something good from him, because he was. It's so unfortunate to have a disconnect, so he must have had so much motivation. I'd love to see what his line is on the map 5, because Sophie said at the end, nice line in our chat, and I was thinking, okay, that's cool, because I completely lost the feeling of map 5 during map 5.
Yeah,
it was awful. Completely lost all feeling. Like, I play maps on feeling. I don't know any reference points on the identity of that track, so when I first went into it, if I felt it, it would be good, but on the very first lap, I did not have a clue what to do. So it's completely my fault again, but at least it's only map 3 and 4 this time. And I kept my points. I take that. Keeping points is all that matters with this. It's literally all that matters.
Yeah, indeed.
I mean, you're third overall, though, with 100 points, so...
101, Eric. 101.
1 point can be decisive, but it's still pretty close.
It's so close. It's so much closer than last season. I don't like it. Only ninth place is on 56, I think. So
yeah, scrappy.
Still 45 points to me. But I think the identities of the next maps are less, not random, but less decisive than these ones.
You already know the maps?
Well, I had a thing. I think Softy sent us. He wanted some feedback, and we saw. Well, I saw like a little video.
So the maps are called Bumpy, Jumpy, and Circles.
I mean, Bumpy Jumpy already sounds like it's going to be a little bit bumpy jumpy, you know. I think that one, from judging from the sound of these names, I think Bumpy Jumpy is going to be like just jumping from different parts of the track to another part. Circles, I mean, we're driving in circles. I mean, all of the identities so far have been referenced to these names, so
yeah,
I'm not expecting something crazy. But although, you say that, there could be parts in the middle of the track which are like Paradise, for example. No, not Paradise. Cyclone. It could be the most decisive part of the track. So
That's why I added it. I made a presentation about the maps, and I put this one into the identity itself because it was so decisive.
Yeah, I mean, I'd call that the identity. It's literally the most important part, and at least it's like a 3/4 Cyclone, isn't it? That one.
Yeah,
It's the
somehow.
middle.
Yeah, but indeed, it is really close, as you can see. Not really any player running away. Carl Jr. now up into the lead, and then we have Papu and Peck only 1 point apart. So you're up to P3, or down to P3 rather.
Down to P3. But yeah, I mean, Carl was inevitably going to show up at some point, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But what's the points? Who else is close? Who's close?
Massa.
Close?
Massa is
Massa's
90 points. And then we have Afi skyrocketing into P5 with 86 points. And then Spam, after losing points, down to P6 with 73 points. And then there's Gwen still 7th, so still in the top 8. And Kappa, 66 points. So every player in the top 8 has gotten away with some points, actually, in some steps.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Carl, 89 points, though.
Wow, yeah, crazy step. Imagine he would lost his points. Or Afi. Ooh. But yeah, it will be... The next step will be super decisive for Aurel and also for Riolu. And also Bren. All 3 players with 11 points in total. Only. Bren, Riolu, and Aurel.
Oh, wow, yeah. I mean, I thought Riolu was going to really step it up this one.
Yeah, me too. Well, he was solid though, but still... Ah, man.
Yvonne too. Oh my god, map 5. When he did that... Did you see the warm-ups?
Yeah, he was super sick, he was also in the lead.
He did world record in the warm-up.
What?
Yeah, he did 8:29 in the warm-up before match.
Jesus.
It was unbelievable, and he lost a second in one of the laps because I was following him, and he lost the second, and then he went through the finish, and I was plus 23, but we don't see the times, and I got 8:52, and I was like, oh my god, he's just done 8:29 and fell.
Jesus.
It
Okay.
was unbelievable.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, so to see him not come in, I don't think he was top 8 on that map either, so kind of a shock. I'm definitely gonna rewatch that last map.
It was a
Oh
clown
my God.
fiesta, as well as the second last map. So many things were happening. Wow, man. So definitely a step that is, yeah, weird.
I feel lucky to keep some points, man.
Yeah,
Feel
27 points is a lot.
It's good enough. It's good enough.
Yeah.
I would liked more, but I really choked in the middle section.
Yeah, map 3 and 4, right?
Yeah, I mean they were good maps for me last week,
Yeah.
so it's just a shame. Like, what did I do last week on them?
Yeah, the identity on what was that map name again? Here, this Starglide killed you.
Starglide. I was again. It's just the silly crash. I didn't see it coming, so it was it messed up big time.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then hoverboard, it was my fault. I can improve. It's still good. I can improve and stuff.
Yeah, hopefully.
But I will take 4 out of 6 maps, keeping my points. So that's unreal. I'm happy. At least I kept points.
Yeah, that's
Better than step 1. It's better than losing 51 points.
Yeah, this point system is very punishing, but I mean, it was a good step to like put away to the actual playoffs. So I think one more mediocre step and you're kind of safe, I would say. So
Yeah, I
27
need
points
next
is
step
very
to be good, and then I'm on holiday.
Oh.
Holiday for a week. I come back Saturday,
Okay.
and then 1 second.
Hello.
And and then what is it? I come back the Saturday. I get to train for step 5, and then step 6 I get to know life for. So simple stuff. But I need to go to dinner now, so I'm gonna leave you guys to it. Thanks for casting again. I'm gonna rewatch you guys casting it. So cheers, guys. Speak to you soon.
Yeah, enjoy your
See you,
dinner,
man.
man. Cheers.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was the interview with Peck. Glad that this one worked out. So Eric, any final thoughts about this step?
Yeah, Carl Jr. is Carl Jr. I said about it, I will not be nervous for Carl Jr. until like eventually maybe step 6 map 5 or something, because you know that he has a level to pull away some insane points. Now it is 89 points. Now he's the overall leader in Trackmania Grand League, so Carl Jr. has a level that not many other people have in Trackmania, and at the moment, I'm curious to see if he's just gonna continue like this, or if it was just one step and then he's gonna relax more. But if he relaxes too much now, maybe it's back to 8th position and living on the edge. But yeah, I'm really happy for Afi. I just want to remind you, I predicted the Afi to make it into the playoffs along with Gwen and Yannex. So far, Gwen and Afi are both in the playoffs, so I just need Yannex to make some 37 points and he knocks out Kappa, and I bet it's going to look insane.
Yeah, I mean, you can really see that the Trackmania Grand League is very stacked. What is really surprising for me is that Bren, Riolu, and Aurel are down there to 11 points. I was kind of expecting that Matt will not perform that well. But those names, Bren, Riolu, Aurel, 13, 14, and 15. Wow, they have to get a good step. And the thing is that Aurel has lost so many points. It is so heartbreaking for me just to see that. Because then you go onto the last map and you know, okay, I can keep my 3 points. But the 40 points will not come back alive, you know. And I guess the next step will be the step where we can see, I think, Bren, Riolu, Aurel, if they can still make it. Or they have to pull up a Papu step. Else they are dead, I think.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Do you think if you have to bet for someone, though, out of Riolu, Aurel, and Bren, who is likely to climb their way back in?
Yeah, I mean, statistically, it's Aurel, right?
Yeah.
So I go with Aurel. But Riolu has also some good chances. Bren, nah. He also looks very strong, but my overall feeling is saying me that he will have a rough time.
Yeah.
And also Tween can knock out someone. But just look at those names. Carl Jr., Papu, Peck, Masa, Afi, Spam, Gwen, and Kappa. This sounds like a good playoff for me. But then we have Scrappy, Tween, Yannick, Evon, Bren, Riolu, Aurel, and Matt being in the combine match. What the hell? This TMGL Season 2 is super stacked. And yeah, it's definitely something I have to rewatch because so many things have happened in this step. It was really overwhelming. But guys, thanks all for watching. I'm, of course, Luckers Turbo, the caster, and the co-caster next to me is none other than Eric Hodal. You want to still say something about it? You want to leave it here?
No, we leave it. We see you guys next Sunday.
Indeed, we will see you next Sunday. Thanks all for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed the cast. We will see you around. Goodbye.
Yeah, time to fix the microphone.
Okay, now I'm gonna go offline. See you guys. Goodbye.
See you, man.